Hola clase. Today we're going to be talking about por versus para. So in Spanish we have two different words for the following things. So por and para both mean for, by, on, through, because of, in exchange for, and in order. Or they're typically used for those things. You use them for specific situations. And using the wrong one can change the meaning of the sentence. And so it could still be grammatically correct, but it could mean something different than what you're intending it to mean. So we have to be careful with that. Okay, the easiest thing to do is to memorize when you use para and then use por for everything else. Because we have like set things where we use para for this, 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 and this, and this. And then if it doesn't fall under that list, then you use por. Okay? So para is perfect. So that's our acronym. Para is used to show the use or purpose of something, like what it's used for. It's used to show the effect of doing something. So in order to, or for the purpose of, like I'm doing this in order to do that. Okay. The recipient, to show who is receiving something. Like I bought this gift for my mom. My mom is the recipient. You know, le compró un regalo para mi mamá. Okay. A future or a point in time, and this is what we use to express deadlines, like, oh, that homework is for tomorrow, es para mañana. Employment, used to show who someone works for. And comparison or contrast, so this is when you use it to talk about something that's contrary to the norm. So like, oh man, for being such a tall guy, he's really bad at basketball. Something like that. Okay? Or towards, and that's for your final destination. Okay? So perfect, effect, recipient, future, employment, comparison, and towards. Para is perfect. So let's look at some examples of para. Okay? So purpose. La llave es para el camión. The key is for the truck. What is its purpose? It's for the truck. Okay, effect. Estudio para aprender. I learn in order to study. Why am I doing this? What is the effect of my studying? Learning. Or para sacar buenas notas. I study in order to get good grades. Recipient. El regalo es para mi hermana. Wrong way, sorry. The gift is for my sister. That's who it belongs to, or will belong to. Future specific. La tarea es para mañana. The homework is for tomorrow. Okay, it's due tomorrow, so that's what you use for deadlines. Oh, I have to do this para whatever. I have to do this by that time. Employment is when you're, hey, trabaja para Harrisonville High School. Say works for HHS. Comparison or contrast. Para un niño, él es muy alto. For a child, he's really tall. So maybe you have like a giant child. And you're like, man, he's really tall for his age. Or like, he's really immature for his age. Okay? Or towards. Viajo para Madrid. I'm traveling towards Madrid. Madrid is my final destination. Okay. If it does not fall under one of these categories, what you're wanting to use your for as your for, like we're traveling, or you're by, or you're through, or you're whatever. If it doesn't fall under one of these purposes, use por. Okay? Para is perfect. Purpose, effect, recipient, future, employment, comparison, towards. Okay, so let's look at por. So por is for everything else. Okay, so cause or reason. So I just have some examples on here. I don't have an explanation of these. So el hombre murió por falta de agua. The man died from a lack of water. What was the reason that he died? He didn't have water. Okay, a length of time. Dormí por 8 horas la noche. I slept for 8 hours last night. Okay, so length of time. Frequency. Voy al gimnasio 2 veces por semana. I go to the gym 2 times per week. So anytime it's going to be per, like you would use per in English, you're going to use por. Even percent, por ciento. Okay. Milas por hora, miles per hour, or kilometros, because the rest of the world uses kilometers. On behalf of, okay, here's my sentence. Mi madre no pudo ir de compras. Yo compré los regalos por ella. See if it'll go show the bottom of it. Apparently not. Okay. The bottom of this says, Yo compré los regalos por ella. Okay, so my mom couldn't go shopping. I bought the gifts for her or on her behalf. Okay. In exchange for, I paid $15 por la bufanda. Pagué $15 por la bufanda. Through, along, or by. Viajé a Minnesota por Iowa. I traveled to Minnesota through Iowa. Gratitude. Gracias por el regalo. Anytime, it's always gracias por, it's always pagar por. Okay? And the means. How did you do that? So, viajé a Madrid por avión. I traveled towards Madrid by plane. How did I get there? What was the means of my travel? Airplane. Okay. Let's look at a couple of situations where it's grammatically correct to use por and para, but it changes the meaning of the sentence depending on which one you use. Okay, so let's look at these two sentences. Pablo compró el regalo para María versus Pablo compró el regalo por María. These sentences are both grammatically correct. Okay? There's not one that's more right than the other, but the use of por and para changes the meaning of the sentence here. Okay? So the first one, Pablo bought the gift for Maria, and that translates exactly the same too. Pablo bought the gift for Maria. In this first one, Maria is the recipient of the gift. Okay? So she will be the ultimate owner. In the second one, the por Maria, Pablo bought the gift on behalf of Maria. He bought it for her, but not to give to her. He bought it because she was unable to. Okay? So both correct, but which one you choose depends on what you want to say. Okay? Let's look at another example. Viajé para Madrid and viajé por Madrid. Again, both of these are correct. The difference is, in this first sentence, this para Madrid, Madrid is my final destination. That's where I'm going. I am traveling towards Madrid. Once I get to Madrid, I'm going to stay there. The por Madrid is I'm traveling through Madrid. Like, oh, how are you going to get to France? Oh, I'm going to travel through Madrid and then go north. Okay? So por, you're just going through it. You're going along it. You're not stopping. Okay? Does that make sense? I hope it does. You can answer me on a video. Okay. These websites, here's a couple of websites that have some practice on por versus para. So I want you to follow these links or on the notes presentation and work through them. When we're in class, I'm going to be asking you a lot of whys. Why did you pick this verb? Why, or what, not verb. Sorry. Habit. Why did you pick por versus why did you pick para? And some of your answers are going to be like, oh, it's por because it's not perfect. It's not one of the perfect explanations. Okay. If/when you have questions, please let me know. Just shoot me an email. All right. Have a great day. Adios.